find my turn. I'll put those right there somewhere. Hi everyone. I am here with a story from our Joys of Christmas book that I ordered to read to you guys this month. And I have 3 Circle of Kindness stories as well. So I'll go ahead and read those first. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy birthday, Jesus. Remember what the true meaning of Christmas is. The birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I hope you all had a good Christmas and are still having a good Christmas. And I hope your kids had a great Christmas, or nieces and nephews, grandkids. It's always so exciting when you're a kid at Christmas. You know, waiting on Santa to come. Sherm's upset because Santa didn't bring him nothing last night. But Dad was here and he got to open gifts. Stop it. Dad was here and he got to open gifts. He keeps yelling at Santa Claus.
We fell out of the sleigh. Friends are here to pick me up.
He's mad, really mad at Santa Claus. I really thought Santa was going to have him sitting here today, but I said he won't.
Fat man.
Quit picking on Santa.
Why?
He won't bring you nothing next year.
We didn't bring me none this year.
See what I got you through here? Okay. The first one is by Cynthia Lovely from New York. A stranger's surprise note of encouragement made my day. Christmas last year was difficult for my family, filled with major stress from circumstances we had no control over. While out shopping one day, I noticed a piece of paper tucked in the corner of the cart. I pulled it out. Surrounded by colorful hearts, the handwritten message read, "You are loved." The timely words brought me to tears. Thank you to the kind stranger who took the time to tuck away a surprise note of encouragement. It made my day. That's really nice. And you never know what will help someone. Okay, and this one is by Sylvia from British Columbia, Canada. I'll never forget his gift of time. One of my fondest memories of friendship dates back to when I was a young mother, raising 2 children, working from home, selling fruit and nuts from our bountiful property on the outskirts of Kelowna, while my husband left daily to work at his metal shop. One year, my friend asked what I wanted for Christmas. Without thinking, I blurted that I wanted to have nuts shelled for baking because,
Sure about it.
Yeah. Because there never seemed to be enough hours in my day to get it done. He brought a whole pair of shelled nuts to me. Sorry, a whole pail. And to this day, I haven't forgotten. I am forever grateful for his overwhelming act of kindness. Yeah, that would help a lot, wouldn't it? Somebody bringing you a whole pail of already shelled nuts. Because that would take a lot of time having to shell all those nuts. Okay, and the last one today is by Sarah Davis from Montana. I was glad to make him smile. I worked in a farm supply store, and a few days before Christmas last year, an old farmer who is a frequent customer came in to buy a work coat for his grandson. The farmer's wife had recently passed away. He asked if I knew anywhere in town doing gift wrapping because he'd never wrapped a present since his wife always did the wrapping. Well, She's probably going to do it for him. I had seen a roll of red display paper in the back earlier in the day, so I decided to wrap it for him and tie it on a bow with shipping twine. It ended up looking pretty festive. It was a small gesture for a neighbor that only took a minute, but was the topper on a hectic retail season for me and made him smile. Just the little things. Like I say, it's the little things. That's what people like the most. That's what means the most to people. You could have gave that guy what? You could have gave that farmer the most expensive Nike shoes of the world. He wouldn't have no use for them. He'd rather have his present wrapped and tied for his grandson than have the shoes. You know, it's the little sentimental things. This one's done. Okay, and that's further. And now I'll go to this. Starter. My dry mouth. Take a minute. Okay. So tonight, Joys of Christmas, I'm going to read Cheers to Community Spirit. These folks bring their neighborhoods, towns, and church families together and make some lasting impact. By Palin Kupish, editor. Alright, you guys ready for this? Sure. Get ready. Get ready for it. Well, I'm starting.
Starting. I'm ready for her.
For no more humbug at Shadwell Brothers. For Darwin Bond of Sartell, Minnesota, the hectic Christmas season was not the most wonderful time of year. His wife, Rosie, disagreed. She'd bake up a storm. 89-year-old Darwin says, and she loved decorating. That's where a humbug like me got in trouble. Every year, Rosie pestered Darwin to put up their Christmas lights. She had to ask and ask until he finally complied. It was a big deal for her, Darwin says. The high school sweethearts were married for 58 years before Rosie passed, and Darwin moved into Chattawal River's retirement home. As Christmas 2020 approached, Darwin found himself feeling more apathic ever. I was thinking about my wife, he says, and how I should be putting up the lights. He wondered if it would make people at this new residence as happy as it made Rosie. Working with the Chattawal Water staff, Darwin arranged for the facades of all 72 apartments to be transformed with colorful lights. The whole community lit up like a Christmas tree. People I've never spoken to thanked us for what we did, Darwin says. It was rewarding to see the glow on their faces. It put a glow on his face too. Darwin plans to do it all again this Christmas, adding lights in the entryways and therapy suites. My gift to Rosie is one we can all enjoy, Darwin says, and one that still must make Rosie smile. He loved his wife. He loved Rosie. He's still doing what he knew she would want even when she's not physically here. He knows she's watching. He's going to hear it when he gets to heaven if he's not doing what he's supposed to.
She's probably telling him what to do too.
Right. You'll get it if you better do it. I'm waiting on you. Okay, this one's called Santa's Got Wheels in Panama City. Back in 1977, Mike Jones was moonlighting as a security guard for Sears. What the heck? Sears has a security guard? Do they still? Do you guys know that? I never heard of that one. Monday, he went into the back room where workers were crushing broken toys for disposal. Didn't know they did that either. He immediately thought of the needy kids he had met through his full-time job as a detective with the Panama City, Florida Police Department. I was assigned to many child abuse cases, he says. I saw a lot of kids who didn't have anything. That's so freaking sad. That's so sad. Mike collected the broken toys, repaired them himself, and passed them out at Christmas time. Mike's efforts have grown into a year-round operation. He calls Salvage Santa his specialty in bicycles, and donations for refurbishment came from all over. My goal used to be 100 bikes a year, Mike says, but now it's 300. What kid doesn't want a bike? Got old tires, tubes, and pedals? Tell Mike at salvagesanta.com. He'll take it, repair it, and give it to a kid. I'll go there. I'm going to go there and see if I can send them to him. That'd be nice. It's so nice he does that. You know, there's so many kids that don't have that stuff like the kids here that we have, or in our family that we know, that have a lot, you know. There's some kids out there that don't have anything. It's really sad. Some kids, you know, wake up today and they don't even know nothing about Santa Claus or Jesus or a Christmas tree and presents. It would be like all new to them, or their friends would be talking about it at school, you know, and they'd be all sad because they never got to do that. It's sad that that's what it's like that in some places. It's like that cop was saying. It's really sad. Okay, this one is called A Tree Grows in Cajun Country. Victor's Cafeteria on Main Street in New Libria, Louisiana, is the go-to spot for locals who want their home-style Cajun cooking without the hassle of a kitchen tradition. Keeps grits and French toast on the menu and an artificial Christmas tree in the dining room all year long. Catherine Huckabee runs the cafeteria with her husband Victor. She says the tree had always stood bare between holiday seasons because it was a production to dismantle it completely. You need a special ladder, she says. The tree was simply ignored as diners focused on food and family until June 2021, when the one Ilian family gathered at Victor's, as they often did on special occasions. They were celebrating their son Emmett's 21st birthday, with Emmett video calling into the party while away in the Marines. After dessert, Emmett's mom approached Catherine about the tree. What if it was a place where the community could honor service of all kinds? Mrs. Wanillian comes from a line of military families, says Catherine. So do Victor and I. That's a wonderful idea, Catherine. They rehung the tree in lights and put out a stack of blank cards. We asked people to write a note of gratitude and hang it on the tree. The patrons loved it, and the tradition was born. This Christmas, red, white, and blue decorations will nestle between the many messages of thanks to our vets and all who serve in their own way. What are you doing? Sorry. Okay, there's two more. This one is Terre Haute Cross Lane Community Church Delivers. Becky Willman organizes the Lively Children's Ministry at Cross Lane Community Church in Terre Haute, Indiana. Things weren't the same during the holidays last year. They hadn't been ever since families went into lockdown because of COVID-19. It was hard not seeing the kids for such a long time, Becky says. How could she let them know their church family still cared? Cookies, she decided. There's just something about cookies. Becky made a box with cookie dough, frosting, and sprinkles, and dropped in some fun holiday activities such as a Christmas maze or an advent calendar to color. Then she drove around delivering the kids' church experience. I was thrilled when our family came to the doorway for a chat, Becky says. Of course, the kids couldn't wait to start baking. It was a way for our church to keep even our youngest members close. It's really nice. That's nice. And the last one is Paying It Forward Worldwide. Mike Esmond of Gulf Breeze, Florida, opened his utility bill one day in early December 2019 and noticed the disconnect date for non-payment, December 26th. Mike had the money, but he remembered a time in his life when that wasn't the case. Then there gunmen. Back in the 1980s, I was struggling financially, he says. I had a wife and 3 daughters. Our gas was shut off, and we had no heat the whole winter. He worried about the people in his small town who might be in the same boat. At City Hall, he got a list of his neighbors who were headed for trouble on Christmas Day. He paid 44 bills. Now that I wanted to do something to help, he says. Thank yous came in Christmas cards, phone calls, and text messages, and word spread beyond Florida and the U.S. So many people wanted to know, how can I do this too? Mike paid the utilities for 114 Gulf Breeze families in 2020. Come this Christmas, people worldwide are going to be doing the same thing here in our little community of 7,000. This Pay It Forward has really caught on. I didn't know how you could do that, pay somebody else's bill unless you had the bill. But there's a thing on AEP, our electric service company, that you can send in extra money to them and they'll give it, they said, to a neighbor to help pay their bill if they need help paying a bill. That's all they say. You can send in extra money and they'll help a neighbor pay a bill. I don't know. I don't know if they really use it for that or what. Okay, and sorry, I forgot I had a poem for you guys. Sure, can you check the time? This has got a pretty picture, you see. What do you mean, no? Sure, it's not that long. Check the time, I'll be able to read it anyway. Is this a poem?
It's a poem. Go ahead, it's 1947.
Alright, this one's called The Friendly Beast. It's the animals at the manger with Jesus. What's wrong with you?
Not, I'm stuck.
In pain or something?
I'm stuck.
The friendly beast, Jesus, our brother, strong and good, was humbly born in a stable rude. And the friendly beast around him stood, Jesus, our brother, strong and good. I said, the donkey, shaggy and brown, I carried his mother up hill and down. I carried his mother to Bethlehem town. I said, the donkey, shaggy and brown. I said, the cow, all white and red, I gave him my manger for his bed. I gave him my hay to pillow his head. I said, the cow, all white and red. I said, the sheep, with curly horn, I gave him my wool for his blanket warm. He wore my coat on Christmas morn. I said, the sheep, with curly horn. I said, the dove, from the rafters high, I cooed him to sleep so that he would not cry. We cooed him to sleep, my mate and I said, the dove from the rafters high. Thus all the beasts by some good spell in the stable dark were glad to tell of the gifts they gave Emmanuel, the gifts they gave Emmanuel, by Robert Davis. This song originated in the 12th century France by Robert Davis, 1881 to 1950, and is credited with writing in the English words. Alright guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Christmas night. Let's bring those souls to Jesus. Happy birthday, Jesus. And God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Good night, guys. God bless you.